Singapore isn't found in China. It's actually located in Michigan. Really? Really? It's been this long-standing joke that if Singaporeans travel overseas, well, people will mistakenly assume we are part of China or some other country. But here's where the truth is stranger than fiction. Singapore, Michigan is basically a ghost town now. But if you rewind back to the 1830s, that's when the town was founded by New York land speculators. It aimed to be an up-and-coming port town in the area to rival other port towns in Chicago and Milwaukee. Well, that sounds familiar, right? And also like our little red dot, Michigan's version of Singapore was a port of entry where immigrants called it, from all over America, Canada and Europe. At its peak, the town boasted 3 sawmills, 2 hotels, several general stores, a bank, and also Michigan's first schoolhouse. But sadly, it was buried by shifting sand dunes in the 1880s and never resettled. That's the story of the US version, but there's also one more surprising place in the world called Singapore. We present to you Singapore in South Africa. Situated in Limpopo, this place can be located on Google Maps. Well, but there's hardly any information on it, which prompted us to investigate. And spoiler alert, we concluded that it was the name of an estate founded by a couple who moved to that part of South Africa in the 1920s after living in Singapore. Even though they moved to Africa, this couple, whose surname was Beanie, still had this connection with Singapore. Well, Mrs. Beanie wrote frequently to our local papers to share how she missed going to Pasir Ris, Punggol, Changi, etc. Hey, I think she's a Isti. So maybe, just maybe, they like Singapore enough to name a place after it. But that's just a theory. And that makes 3 spots in the world where you can legitimately say, "Welcome to Singapore."